Right, so let's get this. I mean, the way it looks like a cow pat on a bed of rice. But I can assure you, it is not cow shite. Yeah, so, Count Harper Strong is on tour again next year. But unfortunately, the tickets I want to get dibs in are not available, 22nd. All the other dates are, bar 2. And we've narrowed it down that we're proposing to go to the Whitby Pavilion one. That's one of the two that tickets aren't available for pre-sale at the moment. He's doing 59 dates, and it says, as you can work out from that, there's only 57 available on Live Nation and Ticketmaster. I'm probably staying overnight as well. That's not while I think it's April the 16th next year, but the tickets will be available for Whitby next week, so plenty of time to sort out accommodation. So yeah, April the 16th, which is a Friday, at the Whitby Pavilion. We were going to consider the one at Scarborough because we saw them at Scarborough last time. We didn't stop, but I found the seats at the smaller spa theatre at Scarborough a bit uncomfortable, and didn't like wasn't very nice. Yeah, so yeah, that's the ping. I'm gonna let it rest. I'll be giving it a couple of minutes. Yeah, one of the pictures which, obviously in them days, the phones aren't as good as they are today for taking pictures. Like the sound quality, like when you filmed me at the much missed Hollybush pub in Elstree Village, which is now Little Raccoon's Day Nursery on the High Street in Elstree Village. That night when I was boasting to you about karaoke, and then I sat best part at night like a shaking dog going to the vets with one slip of paper in my hand before I eventually went and put it in before night was over. And on your one and only video that you have on Southview 57 on YouTube, is me slaughtering the theme tune from Minder. Thank goodness it wasn't Britain's Got Talent, because I'll probably put on the TV for novelty effect. One of the pictures that I want to try and find it is when I was just going round the inner streets in the former council estates on one of the buses, and I was sat in this bus shelter, and right opposite, I believe, was another bus shelter. And I took a picture of it. I mean, it's nothing spectacular. It's not going to win any Pulitzer Prizes or whatever it is for photography. It's not going to be on front page at National Geographic. But even like that picture that you took, I think it was an accidental picture on Manor Way in Bournemouth, where the Prada shops are, the laundrette, and there were cafe there. I think a chip shop might be there. I know there's a newsagents there where I would stop off and get some drinks and that for the journey back up the A1M. But as you know, where the cars park facing the footpath, which you got Manor Way, the footpath, and then where the cars park there. Obviously it's slightly wider than normal, and to stop cars getting through that, I think there's some concrete bollards. But you took a picture looking at the footpath, which I say I think you pressed the trigger on the camera by accident. But I kept it because even though it is not really important photograph, it's not amazing, but every picture is, whether it's utter shite or okay, it's a time capsule of our time, of our trips down there, and I miss it. I'm hoping at some point, either this year or next year, because we need to go down to get a passport and ID renewed and details changed at the Polish embassy. Definitely going to do it. I'm aiming for this year. If not, it'll be early next year. Like I say, I'll update you as and when. I'm going to have it in here, like I say, and but it is nice. It is nice. Just let's cool off. That is quite piping hot, that now. Now this thing here, Gusher says it's not for microwave, it was something for tossing salad or something. But I find it's an ideal cover when you are like reheating it up after it's lost a bit of its heat, when you've done the rice separate. It's perfect. It's still in shape. For me, it does the job. But she's convinced we need to get a proper cover for the microwave so it doesn't stop. Well, similar effect to that bloody hug in a mug thing with that plastic lid. It stops it splattering all over. Not a lot of yapping, but every spoon. Let's put some on YouTube. Ruth Langford. I tell you something, Ruth Langford is a proper gilf. Fuck, Ruth Langford, with that Eamon Holmes. Ooh, she's a proper gilf.
I tried this earlier just out of curiosity. Yeah. You basically enter details like your name into this free refund check, and it pulls up your old car finance agreements you had between 2007 to 2021 to see if they could have been missold. If they were, you could be owed a refund worth...
Alright. Let's have a try.
Child of the First War, forgotten by the Second, we called you Metroland. We laid our schemes, lured by the lush brochure, down byways beckoned, to build at last the cottage of our dreams. A city clerk turned countryman again, and linked to the metropolis.
It's nice.
Train.
It's not
Broadcast on BBC Two on the 26th of February 1973, Metroland was John Betjeman's homage to the area of suburban London that emerged during the interwar years, and which was constructed along the course of the Metropolitan Railway. Metroland is no one place, crossing as it does various districts, boroughs and counties on its northwesterly journey out of the capital. In fact, it is not a place at all, but an ideal, one used to sell the idea of suburban life to Middle England. For Betjeman, Metroland exemplified English eccentricity at its finest.
Well, you can mix it up.
But it was also a place of thwarted ambition and unfulfilled dreams. His documentary, it seems, records the passing of an era as 1960s counterculture and post-war modernisation kicked back against what prevailed, architecturally or otherwise. This channel has a short history of following in Betjeman's footsteps, whether on the branch of the Norwich has some lost stations. Shall we explore them?
I just could do with I say, kind of about another. Could do it in a couple of minutes. Oh, won't bother now. No, I'm going for a couple of minutes.
The county town of Norfolk and the regional capital of East Anglia, Norwich is steeped in history, and, in their way, the railways and stations which serve this city have played their part. Today, Norwich is served by what was once known as Norwich Thorpe Station. Opened in 1886, it is 114 miles from London Liverpool Street.
Alright, so
from Cambridge, Liverpool, Lowestoft, Sheringham, Stansted Airport, and Great Yarmouth.
Chance for a double Zoom this weekend. I don't know what you're doing bank carding money, but I'm guessing you'll be grabbing the pennies. There'll still be an opportunity for both nights to watch something. There'll be a block. I'm hoping some look at lottery because I want to get that big box set now of Curse of Frankenstein. I just thought, wow, that's a lot of money, but when I got the Quatermass Experiment and Quatermass 2 was part of my birthday thing, I was just going, wow, 8 lobby cards, you know, the graphic novel, the 175 page booklet with behind the scenes pictures and interviews. Obviously 2 of the discs are not really useful to me at the moment unless I do upgrade eventually to a TV and DVD player, a Blu-ray player that is capable of 4K. So until I do that where it can do 4K and Blu-ray, they'll be obviously kept in the box. But I'm impressed with the box sets. Yeah, it is a bit. Well, at least like the ones without. Like Quatermass had a disc of the TV, the surviving episodes of the TV series.
Perhaps more impressive,
X, The Unknown, which I believe Kenneth Cope's in it. That, like I said, wasn't a TV series, so there's only 4 discs, not 5. So it's like it's a tenner cheaper.
From the platform limit. Note the engine shed to the right of the picture.
Like fuck. That's hot. I fucking hate Sunday evenings. I really do hate Sunday evenings. I hate, like, when I go there to pick her up, have they said can you come in on blah blah blah. I always don't do it for next week. Obviously, but there's nothing we can do about it, unfortunately. But I'm hoping not. Anyway, you might I don't think you can really see it on there. You might be able to see it popping up, but that is. It does look like a cow pat. It has the look of a cow pat mixed up with orange rice. I mean, for me, with this light, it looks like grated carrot, but it's not. It
I
is
hope you're enjoying this film so far. Don't
Tilda's
forget to comment, subscribe,
sweet
like,
chili lamb
share,
rice, but
and
that's
hit your
now.
notification bell. Stick around to see some remarkable lost stations later on in the film. Should any of these stations have closed at all? Today, the
Oh,
course
that's
of the
better.
former railway
You
north
did need
is
a
now
couple of minutes
occupied
more.
by the Marriott's Way, a very fine public foot and cycle path. And it is
I'm
this
gonna put
route which
there,
takes us
maybe.
towards our next lost station, Helston, some 2 miles from Norwich City Station. This delightful looking station
Yeah, I'm looking,
opened in
I'm
December 1882,
looking forward to the
closing
next
on
Zoom session this weekend
1952,
that are
6
available.
years before passenger services were withdrawn along the rest of the line.
It's not very likely that.
Portion of the platform has
I'm
been
hoping to get the shopping done on the Thursday this week.
posts.
I don't be making any difference, but
We stand on the platform. The last train that passed through here was the demolition train, which lifted the line and much else. But
This is
features
nice.
of this
This is
original
really
milepost
nice.
have been restored and replaced in position. We look south in this view from about 1950. And from a
I'm impressed with
today,
the Prince's range. The mild chicken curry is it's like I say, it's a generic curry. It's nothing
occupying the platform.
earth shattering. Probably not. It's not as good as what you get at the Spice Garden
12.
at Bournemouth.
So we continue towards our next lost station. Drayton represents our most northerly lost station.
'Cause I know
Very
these
expensive
days,
Norwich, and our final station, the former Midland and Great Northern Joint Railway.
Our tolerances
Few satisfying
to like spicy sauce and
stations found,
spicy
but
grub
here we face Drayton
has
to the
lowered
north,
over
and the
time.
station building on the right. Viewed from the south today, the station has been utterly swept away since the station's closure in 1959.
Well, this is nice. I'm going to get some more tins of this
Fine waiting rooms such as this have been replaced by
on
lesser
Thursday.
industrial units,
or hopefully Thursday.
and only the street sign betrays the station's presence.
Well, that's going to be 2 days,
Northernmost station
but I know of,
and head across the
if everything
city
goes to
our
plan,
easterlymost station, the Whittling.
where we're going to be eating out. So, well, because I don't need to.
Photographs speak to the character,
She can
pride,
go
and
to
care
banking up
went into
on
constructing and
Wednesday.
maintaining even the quietest station. A
So we
far
don't need to
cry
go to
from the
High
entirely
Street
functional and glorified porter
on
cabins of
Thursday.
today. All that survives of the station now
Because I
is
do
this fine
want
footbridge
to
across the line.
Do the third strike at Carver's to see if it can
Should we go up to the top?
make up for the slightly
The station is known as
disappointing second strike
because to the station's east,
compared to
we
the
see
first
rail
one,
lines heading off for Great Yarmouth and Lower
where we have
Scotland,
had that
whilst bearing north
few-week
the branch
gap.
line to Cromer and Sheringham.
We tried Volandi's, we've been to
And
Scalini's,
same view seen here many years ago.
and then went back and said that it was spot on.
Here, the superb colorized photograph also brings the station to life. All gone now.
The fish was a fairly decent size. Say it was a lunchtime special. Not like the last one, but it was. You see, check the picture. One of the latest picture I put in the group from Carver's.
Sound of steam making its way to the coast.
You'll see that
And the views today.
it does look, because it's like top down view.
Where we explore what
It
remains
does.
of our
It
penultimate
looks like
station,
some form of
Norwich
battered
Victoria.
sausage.
Once the terminus of the Great Eastern Railway.
I mean, I'm looking at it and I'm
was
thinking,
surpassed by Norwich Thorpe, Norwich Victoria Station
is
was
this a
the
fish or a sausage?
with a striking rotunda for a booking hall. The station opened in 1849, closing to
I don't know where
passengers
to
in
have
1916. Now,
the fish and
there's
chips to
nothing
try
station
again,
buildings from the same
but
position
not having any
as
Irish
railway.
curry sauce. Not having any
However,
gravy,
to the
just
south of
good
the
old
station,
fashioned
taking
malt
the railway's
vinegar
route into
and salt.
Victoria Station from Southwell Road. Looking
Part of me
north
wants to
of the
try
station,
the
we noticed the railway's substantial presence.
fish cake.
The railway may have
But
closed to passengers in 1916, but it remained open.
I want to give the
until
fish and chips one
1966,
last go.
with the branch to the coal depot closing finally in 1986. The area a shadow of
Because
its
that, after that we'll change
and the same
next
thing
time
after much redevelopment.
to keep it fresh. To
This was the site of the
Scalini's
station
or
The buildings
Volandi's.
here were largely
Um,
demolished after the Second World War, with the engine shed and turntable having been removed previously in 1926.
And to put up with Gush's
the station handled a great
love
deal
of
goods.
Taco Bell.
In a 12-week period ending in October
We'll probably
1988,
call it wait
this
on
amounted to
Taco
just over
Bell on the way home
22,000
from shopping.
tons.
Not have it that
But
night,
this
but
was
have
enough
it
to save the
the
station
following day.
nor this branch of the line. Now, only the filled in portals of Grove Road Bridge.
That would be like a
south side of the
compromise
station site
to where we
into
can
the railway's presence
do
here.
Taco Bell, but obviously having stuffed
Saving
our
the best
faces that
to
day
us,
out of the
we travelled
Scalini's,
towards our
Volandis,
final,
or
perhaps most
Carvers.
striking lost station, Trouts.
Well, it'll be like a takeaway. We'll warm up later.
Taken from Brackendale Bridge, this photo
This
of the
is
station,
really
taken
nice.
after closure, profiles its fine buildings.
I think it's even
and
better than
platforms.
mine.
Approximately the same view today.
It
Whilst
really
it's
is.
built and its
There's
outlook
plenty
remain on the Norwich cityscape,
in the tin.
closer inspection reveals
It's,
this is now a sorry sight. Boarded up and overgrown, the distinctive
Nice flavour.
walls slowly crumble. Nature tightens
Like I
its
say,
grip as
it
mankind
can
loses its
sometimes
own.
have an effect of
The entrance to the
Mackerson
station
Stout,
is
you
now
know what
used
I'm on
by a
about.
tractor dealership, and on this occasion, this channel was kindly granted access to take a closer look. Here are the gables of the station's north end,
Right.
and a rampant into the
So,
station of plant life.
for anyone on YouTube who stumbles across
The main
this video and
station
hasn't
is
fallen
barred, but
asleep
it's open.
or left a
Should we have a look?
sarcastic comment,
Inside, the site speaks for itself.
we're going back, I don't know, 20 plus years ago,
As close as
when
we can get to standing on the western
Rhythm and Booze at
we
Gull
see
were
the
open,
platform on the station's eastern side.
and then became Bargain Booze, and that didn't last very long. But
To the
on this
south of
particular
the station,
visit,
this goods shed is in a similar condition to the main
piled
building.
up on the floor were 24 packs of Mackerson Stout, which you know is in a
It is worth noting that the station
Coke-sized
closed
tin.
several times over the years. First
and
opening in July 1885.
it's on that
It closed 3 years
just
later
over 3%, so it's not like
reopening
going to
again
blow
3
your
years
ass
later
off,
in 1851,
but
and
it
closing
tastes
in 1916.
better than Guinness in my opinion.
The station opened once more in 1919, closing finally 20 years later in 1939. But this wasn't the end of the story, because curiously, on the 28th of March 1986,
But
the station was reopened to act as a temporary
unfortunately,
terminus for trains from the south, whilst Norwich Station was electrified.
it did
Its
have
resurrection was fleeting, for as soon as electrification was
a
completed,
detrimental
the station closed
effect
once more 3
on
days
Mr.
later,
Holmes'
on the 31st of March 1986, and has remained
anal
shut ever
emissions.
since. The station's recent Grade 2 listing will do little to reverse its fortunes. Reopening the station has been proposed
His late
from time to
wife
time, but with
banned
its close
him
proximity to Norwich Station,
from
there would appear to be
supping
not much by
Mackerson
way of
Stout
benefit. Redeveloping the site is possible,
because
but the money
what was
needed to
coming out of his
restore the
ass,
building's ruinous state would be sizable.
he would have been
Add to
tried
this the restrictions that listing
at The
its
Hague for
presence
war
next to the
crimes.
railway would impose. There seems
You
to be
know, he's
little
like
to make redevelopment
an invisible
a
brown,
step.
it was
So
like
maybe we should just enjoy
invisible cow
it and
dung,
enjoy it while it lasts.
but fresh.
Should any of the stations
and bacon
or
in the
railways
warm
featured in this
sun.
film have closed? What do you
But
think?
it was
Let me
probably
know in the comments below.
on the level
And whilst you are here,
of
don't forget to
nuclear
like,
level 2
share,
cat
subscribe,
shit.
and follow Rediscovering Lost Railways.
And it was so bad that it was banned from drinking Mackerson Stout ever again. Fortunately, it is quite pricey at the supermarkets. Is Mackerson Stout, but it is lovely.
The main lines of the United Kingdom are the arteries of rail transport across its nations, with trains pulsing to and
I mean,
from
I was having
the
effects with
of
this
the
when I first had it,
vital
and as
stations.
there's
It is little wonder that early pioneers of the railways sought to seize upon
Madras.
the
I'll go for as there's Madras.
that would come.
It's hot enough for me.
Yet, although the main lines we know today seem to be part of the
I have
landscape,
suffered
it is fair to say that some have become lost to it. This
in the
is
past
story of
with
one such line.
some of these tin curries, especially stag, where next morning, I mean, bloody hell. It also seems to attract, I'll have somebody with, not like attract, but just that fact, she appears and goes, poor. But sometimes with this, I think once your body gets used to it, the effect of the anal emissions the next day lessen. Thank goodness.
The Hitchin line would give the company the access it sought to what is now the East Coast main
Because
line.
sometimes even I get sick of farting. And I never thought I would say that.
Into London was reliant upon their rival company, the Great Northern Railway, here illustrated in orange, allowing the Midland to use their rails between Hitchin and King's Cross. In 1862, the Great Northern evicted the Midland from its London terminus, obliging them to seek an alternative route into the capital. Thus, the Midland constructed today's Midland Main Line from Bedford to London St Pancras. In so doing, the Bedford to Hitchin line was downgraded from a main line to a branch line. Passenger operations on this railway ceased in 1961, and the transportation of goods in 1964. And so we begin in Bedford. This fine photograph of the former Midland Road station
That is nice.
Is more poignant by the fact that no trace of the station remains. Suffering bomb damage during the war, the old
Thanks to Blood Outdoor Show.
The new architecturally unappealing building being erected
That is
off
nice.
the old site by 100 metres.
I sometimes get 6 or 7 tins, 8 tins, 9 tins.
Through what is now a large set of sidings. Notice the former goods shed to the right of the picture.
Within about 8 minutes it's all done. 4 minutes in the hug in a mug thing with lid.
Trains would cross the River Great Ouse.
Then do the rice for 2 minutes, and then put them together, and then put another 4 minutes.
Amptill Road Bridge, where a car park now occupies
to make sure it's hot to the touch and it's nice.
Beyond the gates lies the master.
God, I'm fucking lost on a Sunday evening.
On the level.
She's in bed for that shit all that morning.
On the southeastern outskirts of Bedford, Meadowsweet Drive has been.
Well, I don't do my then. Obviously, I'm hoping they leave her alone for next week.
Behind now, the railway becomes positively rural in character.
If they do, then it's a win-win situation. Oh, it's nice.
Though it is time-worn, this bridge.
I'm surprised. Let's get another one of these. GML Chill Max Air Pure Chill 2.0. So the ones at the airport, which weren't ours, they were
on Harrowden Lane, however,
secure mainly in the central search. But security, there were 2 or 3 of them, I think. They were like really tall tower things, and you used to take them to the cleaning cupboard where there was a sink to fill up the water reservoir.
We return to the present day and prepare to call at our next stop.
I'll be hoping that they've got some more of that
Opened in
Angelo Peretti.
Cardington's life was relatively quiet, save for the war years when the station helped to serve the nearby RAF Cardington. The station is now a private residence.
Makes sense, really, if you think about it. There's about 18 tins for £18.50.
Departing Cardington,
24 tins for 20 quid, 2 for 20 quid, the 12 packs.
Cardington airship sheds. Indeed, originally built to serve the development of airships after the First World War, the hangars have had a varied afterlife, but the presence of these magnificent structures can also be directly connected to the railway. Cardington Workman's Platform was opened in 1917, just north of Southall Road.
Typo T. They've got a big bag.
The Holt's unusual name probably derives itself from the passenger demographic, chiefly those working on the construction of airships.
What are these?
Hangars. Standing in its approximate location, the Holt survived.
What do we do with that? Well, just simply fill the little tub up there, or the old box where put this underneath here. And the
facing north,
air fryer,
Bedford,
which we've had for over 2 years. We've used it maybe once, so that's going to a charity shop because it'd be more worth going to raise funds for some worthy cause than being stuck in the kitchen cabinets.